Welcome back to another episode of Ask Tad. Hi, Tad.
Hi, Tad here.
Hi, Tad here.
Hi, Tad here.
Hi, Tad here.
Hi, I'm Tad. On this episode of Ask Tad, the question is, when should I consider calling the police when bullying is involved? And I think this is a really good question because I'm going to say a few things here and provide a lot of information. The first thing is we always have to remember that bullying, that itself is just a word. As a police officer, I cannot arrest someone for bullying. There's actually no such thing. What I, as a police officer, would arrest someone for would be for assault, for threats, for harassment. Those are the three prominent ones when it comes to the act of bullying. But we have to remember, bullying itself is just a word, and that word is what's commonly referred to as an umbrella word. It kind of encompasses a bunch of things. So now, with that said, when we're dealing with assault and harassments and threats, what we need to do is check to see what the Criminal Code of Canada deems as what these are. I'll leave that to you to check and see, but basically as a police officer, it's the Criminal Code of Canada that I work off of that affords me the authority to protect the victims and to hold those offenders accountable for what they're doing. So I'll let you check out what those are, but with that said, if you feel that you or someone close to you, or as a parent you believe your child is falling into those categories, then of course never hesitate to call the police. I often say just because you've called the police doesn't mean it becomes a police matter. So if you have a question, never hesitate to give us a call or pop by one of our offices and just ask some questions. Oftentimes many of our websites in policing will have a lot of information of what to look for, what to do, how to go about this, because sometimes making arrests is not the best path forward for those that are involved. Sometimes there's other avenues that we can look at. When it comes to school-age children, we have to remember that chances are police are not going to be your answer, especially if the children are under the age of 12. We have to start looking at the resources that's available in the community, whether that's the school, whether there's some services within our community, whether that's the most important piece of all, in my opinion, is parenting. Who's playing a pivotal role in that child's life? Well, of course, it's going to be whoever the parent or guardian of that young person is, because that is, in fact, who's spending the most time with their young people. So I guess the other part of when to call police is if you're questioning that, then don't hesitate to call. As I said, just because you call us doesn't mean we have to come or show up at your door or anything like that. You can just request information. And police are also, especially in your bigger communities, they're oftentimes in schools. So maybe it's a great opportunity to set up an appointment at the school with the SRO or the school resource officer and just put some ideas by. Start working together to see how everyone can play a role to put an end to this behavior. I often say that the most important piece to this is parenting, though. I know, and I can only imagine, I'm not a parent myself, but I recognize how difficult it can be for a parent, especially with junior high school students and wanting to look at their phone to see what's going on. But to me, that's vitally important. We're allowing children access, or the key to the world, as I call it, to explore the internet and everything it has, and it's a wonderful place. It's mostly positive. But with that said, young people do explore, and they are going to be coming across things that they're not going to have any context behind. They're not necessarily going to understand, and when they see it without context and understanding, sometimes they can interpret that as that's the reality, and that can lead us down a pretty dangerous path. So I suggest that when you're looking at your child's phone, find out what they've been searching. See the pages that they've been going to. Check out the chats they're having. And this isn't to necessarily find something wrong. This is to make sure that everything is on the up and up, that your child is safe, that they're not being exploited or taken advantage of on the internet, that they're not being bullied or cyberbullied in this case, that the way they're interacting with others is appropriate and those interacting with your child is appropriate. Because if this is actually taking place, then we can not only provide context and understanding, but we can provide the protection for our young people as well. We can provide them the information they need, and we can actually stop bullying before it begins. We can stop it when it's a one-off, when it's simply rude or cruel or mean. And that's not to say that those are appropriate behaviors, because they're not. It's just to say that they're dealt with differently than if it meets the threshold of what we call bullying. So I hope that helps. A lot more information on our website, bullyingendshere.ca. So give that a read. Any questions? There's a contact tab right there on that homepage. Send me a message. I'm happy to answer anything. I'm always here. And I really hope you have a great day. Take care of each other. Be kind. Bye for now.